Hi, I'm Skylar, and today we're going to be graphing an inequality from standard form. The first step you're going to want to take is you're going to want to put it into slope-intercept form, which is just your y equals mx plus b. So first you're going to want to isolate your y variable, so you get rid of your x. So you're going to subtract by 3x. And you're going to be left with negative 6y is less than or equal to negative 3x plus 12. And then you need to isolate your y variable completely. So you're going to divide everything by negative 6. Now this is a very important note to remember, that whenever you divide by a negative, you're going to flip your connector. So you're going to be left with y is greater than or equal to 1/2 x minus 2. And the way I remember tricks like that is by doing like a little rhyme. So just remember, whenever you divide by a negative, take the initiative and flip your connector. So now you're left with the slope of 1/2 and a y-intercept of negative 2. So you just go over to your graph, and you start off with your y-intercept at negative 2, and then just do your slope. You know, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, down 1 over 2 to the left, down 1 over 2 to the left. And then you have your line. Now, when you're dealing with inequalities, what you do when you're graphing is you want to find out which side of the graph you're going to shade and which side of the line is going to be the correct way to shade. So, for an example, you put in a coordinate, and the easiest one to do when you start off is just the origin, 0, 0. So if we're starting with 0, 0, just plug it in. 0 is greater than or equal to 1/2 times 0 minus 2. And then when you solve that, it comes out, this cancels, to negative 2. So 0 is greater than or equal to negative 2? Yes, it is. That's a true statement. So you know that here is a true point and that it does exist. But just to make sure, we're going to go over to the other side of the line and test our theory to make sure that this side is not the side that we're going to be shading. So let's take the point, how about 2, negative 3? And let's plug that in and see if it works. So we have 2, negative 3. So y is equal to negative 3, and it needs to be greater than 1/2 times 2 minus 2. Negative 3 greater than 1 minus 2. Negative 3 is greater than or equal to negative 1. And it's not, because it's a negative. So you know that statement is false. So now that you know that that doesn't exist, you know that this is the side you're shading. So all you're going to do is shade it. Don't make it more difficult than it is. And that's graphing an inequality.